Hello from the Dukascopy TV studio in Geneva. I'm Daniel Schwenger. Alongside me to discuss the topic of coaching and how to find the right coach for your organizational or personal success is Janine Everson. She is director of the Center for Coaching of the University of Cape Town and here in Geneva, Switzerland. Janine, welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
The topic of coaching is a large one. So actually, what is coaching and why has the demand for coaching risen in the recent years?
It's a very big question. So the short version perhaps would be coaching is a way of working with people where you do not focus on fixing the problem, because so many other people can fix problems. Mentors, leaders, managers, they can fix problems. What a coach does is I will sit with you to understand you more profoundly. I need to understand what is it about how you're thinking that makes you feel like you're stuck. What is it about how you're feeling that might make you feel, oh, this is hard for me, or perhaps fearful of something, or maybe worried, anxious. And also, what is my intuition? What is my somatic, my body telling me? Some people, for example, might freeze up in presentations, or they can't speak up in perhaps board meetings. They find that their voice suddenly dries up, their neck gets tense. So we have a physiological response to challenges as well. So a coach, I need to understand you very profoundly and not be fixated on just solving the problem. And once I work with you to understand what you're up to, then we can say, so what's getting you stuck? And then we find a path forward for you to develop new patterns of behavior so you address the problem yourself in your way. So I don't fix it for you.
So, and can you explain what this stands for? And it could also explain why coaching gets more and more important these days.
Okay. So we developed this as a way of speaking to our executive audience. Organizations spend a lot of money, often millions of dollars, on processes. P stands for process. They also are seeking an impact, I being impact. All we want is more profits, greater success, higher sales, and so on. The part that organizations started understanding they were forgetting was how to get the people to be able to produce this. And so the missing ingredient we discovered was actually conversations. It's smaller than the word leadership. There was a big fad about, oh, leaders are everything. But what do leaders bring? They bring a way of relating to people or conversing with people that allows the process that you've invested so much in to be implemented by the human beings. Let's face it, an organization is inhabited by people. But those people, every day, they converse. From the way you greet your staff in the morning or your colleagues, to the way you actually teach them how to do something or request. And we discovered if we can focus on the conversations that people have in the workplace every other day, all the time, that exponentially increases. So 1 times 0 is actually 0. And how many processes do we fail? So many strategic plans, I've seen so many wonderful strategic plans fail because the people don't buy into it. They don't know how to converse. They don't know how to persuade each other. They don't know how to cope with change. They don't know how to deal with anxiety. They don't know how to deal with their fears. And these are small things, small conversations. Those are the ones that make the difference. So coaching is really a way to increase your personal or organizational impact. And the Center for Coaching has been established in 2002, quite a long time, for this goal. And you are actually an executive coach. This means that you're helping other coaches to develop their capabilities to be a good coach. So my next question would be, what makes a good coach? Well, as a teacher of coaches, we run a 6-month and a year-long program, and sometimes people come to us and I go, wow, you know, what's this person doing here? They might arrive in a very arrogant way. You know, you might say, what makes a good coach? And I've seen 3 things over the years. The first one is, have you experienced the university of life? Have you hit the wall? or have you been stuck yourself? Have you tried and failed? Not, are you the most successful person ever? And we get people from all walks of life, everything from priests and consultants to executives who come to us to learn how to become coaches in their lives. So that's the first thing. The second thing to make a successful coach is, are you curious about other human beings? Are you genuinely interested in finding out what makes somebody else tick, and therefore how you can help them get unstuck? And then the third area, which is where some people don't choose not to study coaching when they realize this, is, are you willing to look at yourself? Are you willing to explore what makes you tick? Because you can't learn how to understand other people unless you're prepared to learn to understand yourself more deeply. So our training programs look not just at the theory and the application of how to coach others, but first apply it to yourself. Don't ask your coachee to do any practices or reflections or inner work if you're not prepared to do it to yourself first. So those are the three things.
And actually, if people are looking for a right coach, there are so many possibilities today to find coaching, and also offers, and also so many approaches out. Actually, how could people find a good coach that is suitable either for their personal or for their organizational purposes?
Yes. So depending on the country, many countries you do have specialist coaches. So it's important to know what is the background of your coach. Which areas, are they familiar with financial services, or are they specialists in teenage coaching? Or so have an idea of where your coach comes from. But also, where did your coach study? What is the theoretical approach of your coach? For example, some coaches are very directive and they give a lot of advice. Other coaches will never give you advice. Our school of coaching, for example, is non-directive. So you need to know, is this the methodology I'm enjoying? And then also, how many coaching hours does your coach have? You know, so master coach level is 2,500 hours. That's almost 10 years of coaching behind them. But not only do they have lots of experience, are they continuously growing and learning as a coach? Who's your coach's coach? Where does your coach get updated and continuously develop themselves? So I would ask all those questions. And then, very important, I would always meet with my coach just to see, is there chemistry? Do I feel I can trust this person? If there's mutual respect, mutual freedom of expression, critically important. So I think there are a number of areas to filter it through. And also, of course, referrals are important. You do want to know from others.
And just to ask about the coaching context, actually, what conditions need to be satisfied to make the coaching successful? Definitely
trust. If your coachee feels that you might speak about them or their journey with anybody else, they're not necessarily going to be completely honest with you. So that's important to set up with the organization, that you as the coach are not going to run and tell the organization confidential information about the coachee. What else needs to be in place? Enough time. To try and smash a coaching program into 3 months, you won't get lasting change. So at least 6, 9, 12 months. Be clear of your objectives. Know what it is you want to achieve from the coaching. Open-ended coaching programs without a clear beginning and end can also lose momentum.
Janine Everson from the Center for Coaching, thank you very much for sharing your expertise today with us.
Pleasure.
And thank you for watching. Do make sure to keep clicking back on the Dukascopy TV website for latest updates and exclusive interviews. Have a great day and see you next time.